Well, good morning everyone. I hope you can see me. It's still quite dark. Today I'm here in the foothills of the Groot River mountain again in the Karoo, hoping for a sunrise. Well, it started off with a good prediction for some clouds, and then when I got up this morning before there was any light, I had a look and there was not a single cloud in sight, and then some clouds came and I packed the car and then the clouds went away again. But here I am and there are a few clouds forming. So yes, thanks for joining me, really appreciate it. Let's see if I can capture anything. Sunrise is in about 20 to 25 minutes. So with a bit of luck, these clouds that I can see at the moment will stick around. As you can see, there are a few clouds on the horizon towards the east. It's towards the east. The sun is going to rise somewhere around there. And then there's some clouds stretching around towards the south, all the way around. And then yes, with a bit of luck, we will find some nice light on towards the west as well. There's some haze there and a couple of clouds, and then yes, we've got half a moon up there, but it's still too high to really be useful, I think, at this point. But yes, so far so good. At least it's not a totally clear sky. There's always hope. Well, here I have what I hope is going to be the first composition. It's a bit dark, I don't know how much you can see, but what I have is diagonally from the bottom right towards the middle of the image, there's a bank of rocks sticking out, which forms a nice leading line. And then just to the left of that, halfway through the image, about to the left hand side, in the middle of the image I should say, there's a flowering cactus, actually quite beautiful. And then of course some bushes in the background. The one on the right hand side is a bit distracting. I might change the focal length a bit from the 17mm I'm at the moment to try and get rid of that. Then hopefully the clouds at the back will light up. We can live in hope. We've got another 15 minutes or so, 10 to 15 minutes before they'll light up, if they do light up. Now this is, I think, is the composition that I like. But now unfortunately I see the cactus in front is nice, but there's a darker bush behind it that is interfering, and there's no fog or anything, so I can't get any separation this morning. Unfortunately, again, I might have to recompose, maybe move slightly to the left. I'll see to try and just get just the clouds behind the cactus and not that bush in the distance. Well, I am struggling a bit to find a composition this morning. The one that I really liked, there's unfortunately a bush or two bushes in the background. There are basically two angles I can approach it from, but either one of those angles I end up with a very ugly bush in the background that kind of destroys the composition. So I think I might have to move around a bit more, maybe go slightly further to see if there's something I can use there. Let me just show you where I am at the moment. See, in the foreground is my setup. There's the camera and then the little quite beautiful cactus in front of it that's flowering. And then the rocks I was going to use, I was hoping to use these rocks, but then that bush in the background you can see now in the middle of the image is the one that causes trouble. And if I go further this way around, I end up with another bush in the background. As you can see, it creeps into the image top right hand corner. So I'm not sure what I can do about that. So far no color in the clouds, but I still have a few minutes, I think. So let me move around a bit and see if I can find maybe a different composition that doesn't include these bushes. It's unfortunate. I really like this cactus, and if there's some nice light, I might end up shooting it with reflected light from the sky, from the completely opposite side. There is a nice tree that can also maybe use in the composition, as you can see over there, shepherd's tree. So with a bit of luck I could end up using that. I'll just have to use move the rest of my equipment over there. Well, here's another composition that might work, but now in this case I'm going to lose the clouds. I just can't win this morning. I've got another small cactus bottom left hand, just behind it a nice rock with a dark patch of lichen and a couple of lines of quartz running through it, and then my original bunch of cactus is just behind that rock, but unfortunately slightly too far behind to be useful. Maybe if I raise the camera a bit and if there's no cloud in the sky, get rid of some of the cloud. And then just to the right of it, there's a tiny little bush with yellow flowers. Almost looks like a little bonsai tree. So this composition might work, but with some side light, because that's what I'm going to get in this case. And since it looks like the clouds are not going to light up, maybe side light is all I'm going to have this morning. Well, here's another option that might work. Now I just have the rocks leading from bottom left into the image, and then the cactus in the foreground and one further in the background, and then a few clouds in the background that are just starting to light up. So this could be an option. I'm going to end up shooting, I think, at least 4 different compositions here this morning, and then I think I'll have to decide in post-processing which one works. I hope there's at least one that works. With the clouds that are starting to light up, I might end up with my initial composition. At least you can see the clouds in this image. It's just unfortunate that we have those 2 bushes. The one on the right hand side I can get rid of by just zooming in a bit, but the one on behind the cactus, that's not going to be that easy. But I might end up with something like this. Let me just go a bit brighter so that you can see. Maybe see, it's still quite dark. But yes, we've got this beautiful rock formation on the right hand side leading up to the cactus, and then unfortunately we have that nasty bush in the background. But as you can see, there's a bit of light in the sky. Now I'm not sure if the big cloud's going to light up. The bottom of it is already lit up, so let me quickly take a shot here while I can, while there's something to take. Here comes the sun, just popped over the horizon. So at least the horizon is clear, but the sun is going to be a problem. So I think I'm going to try and shoot from the other side using some side lighting, and not directly into the sun, because with the sun that bright, that's not ideal. Okay, now that the sun is just above the horizon, I think my initial composition is not going to work. There was simply not enough interest in the sky. The clouds didn't light up, but there's still a chance of an image this way, making use of that tree and some clouds in the background. At least the sky has a bit of interest. And then yes, closer up in the foreground we have this cactus, and then between the cactus and the tree we've got that line of rocks sticking out. So I'm just hoping that I think as the sun rises a bit higher, it'll enter some cloud again as well. There's a layer of cloud just above the horizon, so hopefully it'll filter it out a bit so it's not as harsh, because it's already starting to get quite harsh. Unfortunately, this time of the year our dawn or dusk, sunset, sunrise periods are very short. They don't really last long. You only have maybe 10 minutes if you're lucky. I've seen some sunrises last 2 or 3 minutes. So you've got to move. So I think the initial sunrise is gone, but there's still a composition to be had here between the cactus and the tree. Actually, an aloe and a cactus and rocks and a tree, I should say. Thinking something along these lines. I'm going to just have to wait a bit for the sun to rise slightly higher, so that the cactus on the bottom left hand side of the image is lit up a bit, and then the tree in the background that's already starting to catch some light. So that might just work. There are also clouds on the horizon, I should say, towards the, the southwest. So there's also a chance that they might catch a little bit of light. But I don't have to bargain. I'm not going to bargain on that. But let's see if I can make an image out of this. Well, we'll have to see in post-processing, but I think my final composition is the one I like the most. Beautiful leading line from bottom left of these rocks with a white quartz on them and a bit of lichen as well, leading up to the cactus, the flowering cactus, right hand middle of the image, and then just behind that the beautiful shepherd's tree. And then on the left hand side I have that gnarly bush just to anchor that and balance the image a bit, with a bit of cloud above it. I think final one is the best one, and now I just need to shoot it so that it's usable. Okay, first image, hand in front. To start the sequence, I'm shooting this at 24 millimeters, 0.4 seconds, f14 ISO 100, which is the calculated exposure. Nice soft light and everything. Bit of color in the sky, and then I'm going to shoot at -1, which is a fifth of a second. And then a final one, -2, and here comes the sun again, which is 1/10 of a second now. But at least there's some nice interest in the sky. I think quite usable. But the light is going to get harsh any minute now. One more sequence. I do have myself in the image, my shadow is in the image. I'll have to either crop that out or get rid of it in post-processing. I might actually change the composition slightly. Might be worthwhile changing the composition slightly, like that. Now my leading line is maybe slightly too horizontal for my liking, but it does take you from bottom left to middle right, up to the tree, and then the horizon across to the gnarly bush. Just waiting for the light to change. It's a bit harsh at the moment. There's a cloud in between. Let me quickly shoot it like this. Let me quickly shoot it. Okay, no exposure compensation, 0.4 seconds, f14 ISO 100, and then one stop under, which is a fifth of a second, and then -2 stops, which I probably won't need, but just in case, which is a 10th of a second, before the light changes again. The light changes every few seconds at the moment. Well, I suppose that's a wrap, as they say. Thanks for sticking around so long. I hope you enjoyed the video. Sunrise didn't really happen, but there was still some nice fluffy clouds in the sky. I got some good light, a whole bunch of compositions, as you saw. By now you would have seen if any of them worked. But thanks for watching. If you want more information on my images, you can look in the description below where you can purchase them. I do limited edition prints. And yes, hope to see you in the next adventure. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Much appreciate likes and subscribes. Have a great day. Have a great week. Till next time, keep safe. Cheerio.